Dragon's Dogma 2 is expected to release sometime next year, and we now have even more footage and information about the game that's just been released. I'm Chongo, and let's break down the new gameplay. So let's start by taking a look at the start of Vocations. There'll be 4 available in Dragon's Dogma 2, these being the Fighter, the melee character, Mage, the magic using character, Thief, which is a rogue-like character using daggers and fast movement, and then we have the Archer. This is different than the first Dragon's Dogma, where you had only 3 starting vocations to choose from. Here in Dragon's Dogma 2, they've split out Thief and Archer into their own classes, which should allow for more abilities and moves. You'll be able to switch between any of these vocations through the game by using a vocation guild. So let's take a look at the Fighter. So they have the ability to wield a one-handed sword and shield, and will be the go-to class if you want to experience melee combat. The Archer vocation will be best placed to take on enemies at range, and especially those out of reach, like any flying enemies, just like in the first game. It'll be interesting to see the abilities and skills available in full to the Archer now that this vocation isn't linked with the Thief. The Mage vocation will have a number of offensive and support abilities to help your party. The more advanced or powerful a skill is, the longer it'll take to cast. And lastly, the Thief vocation, which will be the vocation to choose if you want to move around at high speeds and take down multiple enemies. You'll use daggers and will be doing multiple quick agile attacks. We've also received some information on advanced vocations that will become available to you as you move further through the game. One of these is the Mystic Spearhand, which looks like an awesome combination of melee and magic attacks, being able to use a spear at close range and then magic at long range, allowing you to do cool moves at close range with your spear and magic moves at range, such as throwing enemies at other enemies. The next advanced vocation that has been revealed is the Magic Archer, which combines, you guessed it, magic and archery abilities. They'll be able to heal and use magic arrows at range, and they'll also be able to learn a skill that releases a powerful attack over a wide area by reducing your maximum HP. Coming back to Dragon's Dogma 2 is the system of AI-controlled companions, called pawns. The system worked quite well in Dragon's Dogma, so it's nice to see this making a return. There's mention of pawns being maybe helpful when you're in trouble, such as catching you falling from the sky. In the first Dragon's Dogma, pawns were quite helpful and felt like decent companions, so expanding on this is a great idea. Also similar in the first game, enemies will be much stronger at night, as well as certain enemies only appearing at night. The monsters or enemies in Dragon's Dogma 2 will have improved AI, and will react to the world around them. With recent game releases having not the best AI, this will be a nice welcome change, which should hopefully make any enemy encounters out in the world fun and interesting. In Dragon's Dogma 2, there will be 2 nations, Vermend, which is the human kingdom, and Batal, which is the land of the Beastren. Vermend is ruled by kings that have slayed dragons for generations. There'll be lots of nice locations and environments to explore in this nation. Then we have Batal, which is much more rugged and a canyon nation, which has a different culture and much different environments and monsters. More will be expanded on as we get closer to release, but so far it seems like there'll be a very good contrast between these 2 areas to explore as you go on your journey. As shown in the footage, there seems to be a big emphasis on using the environment and working out ways on how to use the environment or use enemies to affect the environment itself. In the newest footage, we have a mention of this and 2 examples. One involves using an explosive barrel to burst a dam, which then changes the environment itself, and another one is knocking down a troll and walking across his body. These look really awesome and will make the world feel more real. Hopefully there are a number of these throughout Dragon's Dogma 2 and they feel very organic and not too scripted. In Dragon's Dogma 2 you'll be able to fast travel around the world by using ox carts, but in doing so you may be attacked on your way. It'll be interesting to see how this dynamic plays out, and if you avoid travelling by cart unless you're ready for a random encounter with a monster. Overall, so far Dragon's Dogma 2 is shaping up to be an amazing sequel to the 2012 game, with many systems and gameplay improvements across the board. Let me know what you're looking forward to most in Dragon's Dogma 2 in the comments, and subscribe for more breakdowns. Thanks, see you next time.